Well, that's not how we wanted to start this series, but it actually is not surprising when you look at the numbers, the splits. We'll get into it all right after the intro. What's up? What's up? What's up, Cubs Central? What's going on, Cubs fans? It's your boy, Mike Jones, back again with another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Hey, I appreciate each and every last one of you that tune in to these episodes, that like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Welcome, C3 fam. Appreciate each and every last one of you. Okay, guys, so Chicago Cubs baseball tonight went up against the New York Mets, and quite frankly, got the brakes beat off of them. It wasn't even a game. It wasn't even a game. Wasn't even a game. The Mets were up to the challenge to show that the Chicago Cubs are not close to where the New York Mets are right now. Again, season is still young. Still a lot of baseball to be played. We got 4 months past this, June, July. We're in the beginning of May. So May, June, July, August, September. We still got 5 months really of baseball. There's so much baseball still left to be played. The Chicago Cubs still have a decent sized lead in the Central Division among the other teams. I mean, the Cardinals are kind of heating up a little bit. The Reds have cooled off, and the Pirates are the Pirates. They just fired their manager right at the beginning of the season. And like I said, the Brewers are the Brewers. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't foresee any Central Division issues. Knock on wood on that. But past the Central Division, the Chicago Cubs aren't there yet, guys. And I think that's a harsh reality that we need to face, and that really Jed Hoyer and Craig Counsell and Carter Hawkins have to look in the mirror, and they have to be honest with. This bullpen is nowhere near ready to go. And with losing Shota Imanaga and with losing Jameson Taillon for the season, the Chicago Cubs are nowhere near where the Mets, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Giants are. And that's just facts, man. That's just where it is right now. I think you look at this game, and yeah, it's just one game, but you look at it as a measuring stick, and you look at how the Mets immediately came out in the bottom of the first and put their stamp on this game. Jameson Taillon didn't know if he was coming or if he was going. I mean, they were sending that ball way out. They wasted no time showing him that this is for real. You may have your success against the Pirates. You may have your success against other teams, the lower level teams. You may beat those. But the New York Mets are a championship level team. They are vying for a World Series this year. That's what they're playing for. That's where their minds and hearts are at. And the Chicago Cubs, quite frankly, guys, just aren't. I mean, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, I look at the Chicago Cubs, and there is still plenty of time. I do not want to come off and sound like a defeated dead dog. There is plenty of time left for the Chicago Cubs to course correct this season. There is plenty of time left to add pieces to this team to make this team what it should have been and what they thought it was going to be this season. Now, again, Chicago Cubs had a very successful April. And because they had that successful April, the Chicago Cubs fandom, and definitely maybe Carter Hawkins and Jed Hoyer for sure, took a collective sigh. It was like, we got through the tough part of the schedule, and we made it out pretty much in good shape. However, you lost the series to the Phillies, you lost the series to the Padres, and you lost the series to the Giants. 3 World Series contenders. I mean, I look at the Chicago Cubs team, and I'm like, we got to look ourselves in the mirror here and be really honest, be brutally honest. Has Jed Hoyer done enough probably to get another contract? Sure, fine, give him another contract. Has he done enough to ensure that this team is going to win a World Series this year, or even be vying for a World Series? That's another story. The same glaring issues that have plagued this team since gosh, I don't know when. What, 2020? They come out in every bad loss. Every single bad loss is the same issues. Errors by your shortstop or your third baseman, needing more hitting when guys go cold, starting pitching, and a bullpen. It's been the same issues. Some of these things were addressed, like I said, and some of these guys have been playing out of their minds. PCA playing out of his mind right now. Great ball player, having fun. Seiya Suzuki is cooled off. Michael Busch got a home run tonight, whip-de-doo. Kyle Tucker even. I mean, he had his 10th team-leading 10th home run tonight. Great for him. But the Chicago Cubs, as a collective group, just aren't there yet, man. And that's the reality. That's the reality of this situation. But that's also the reality that Tom Ricketts has to look himself in the mirror. Kirby Yates, Alex Bregman, they get you closer to being where right there with the Phillies, right there with, and I don't think anybody's going to catch the Dodgers, but right there with the Phillies, right there with, you know what I'm saying, the Padres, right there with, you know, the Mets. Get you a solid third baseman. You're not trying to have Nicky Lopez and John Birdie cover for your ass because you didn't spend enough money to get the pieces that you needed. That's what it all comes down to, guys, and the reality of things. The Chicago Cubs are going to have a fun season. This season, no doubt, is going to be fun. Chicago Cubs are going to win a lot of baseball games, guys. They are. I'm not outside of some irrational implosion. The Chicago Cubs are going to win probably the Central Division handily. However, if the goal was just to win the Central Division, then sure, A+, A+, A+. But if the goal was to really vie for a World Series, that's a different conversation. And again, it's weird to be having these conversations May 9th and be talking to y'all about the World Series. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the playoffs. When September baseball, when October baseball really heats up. Nobody can honestly predict the future and tell you what's going to happen. We have a pretty good outlier to see that the rest of these teams in the Central just aren't up to par. The Cardinals might have found a little something in that center fielder they got. They're going to probably end up trading a lot of their pieces at the trade deadline for young pieces or draft picks or stuff like that because there's a whole new management team coming in. So while the Cardinals may go on a little streak here, a little run, I don't foresee it being anything that's sustainable. That's just me. I don't know. Not going wood again. But you look at these teams that are in the Central, and the Chicago Cubs match up pretty well against any of them. Who do we have that they don't have? We have Kyle Tucker. End of the day, that speaks volumes. There is no other team that has a name like Kyle Tucker outside of Paul Skeens. And Paul Skeens, unfortunately, can't hit. So, hey. But outside of that, there's nobody else that has any player that can hold the candle to Kyle Tucker. He's the best player in the Central Division. By far, handily. So, with that being said, I think that puts Chicago Cubs in a really, really good spot for this season, at least. And that's if you keep Kyle Tucker. That puts you in a good spot for years to come. But with that being said, Chicago Cubs need more. And the realization of that hit tonight. I mean, Mets bats put up 4 home runs, 3 of them being against Jameson Taillon. He earned 5 runs, only pitched 4 innings, only had 4 strikeouts in this game. We cheer on Kyle Tucker. Got his 10th home run of the season, got an RBI, scored a run. Went 1 for 4, though. Got to be better, Kyle. You know, I mean, if you're going to command $500 million, these are the series we need you to show up in, Kyle Tucker. I'm just saying. I mean, this is an uncomfortable conversation, but an honest conversation that I'm having with you, the Cubs faithful. And again, I don't want us to go into this thinking that we need to tuck our tails and run. I don't want us to go into this thinking that, you know, Chicago Cubs are failing or flailing. We're not to that point yet. We're not to the panic point yet, And I don't want everybody to panic yet. Panic when you start losing to losing series to the Pirates and the Brewers and Cincinnati or Washington and teams like that, or Colorado, which the Cubs, honestly, I've never played Colorado that great. I hate playing, especially in Colorado. Those series are so wonky in Colorado. I hate them so much. But it's stuff like that. Those are the series when you start losing those, you're kind of like, oh, okay, kind of time to start to sound the alarm. There are some issues. There are some birthing pains that you see here. Brian Presley pitching tonight for 1 inning, allowing a hit. His inability to find the strike zone, peeking through. Guys are going to have streaks on the hitting side. The amount of hitting you saw the Chicago Cubs do in the month of April, I feel like any Chicago Cubs channel that's telling you that's sustainable is lying to you. That's just not baseball. You're not going to be able to every single night score 7 to 10 to 12 to 14 runs. It's fun. It's great baseball. Fun to watch. Fun as heck to watch. But at the end of the day, I still feel like baseball is still a defensive sport first. And you have to be able to go into a game and shut guys down. And I feel like outside of basketball, baseball and football are the only other sports that you can really go, and the defense has so much more of an impact than the scoring. All you need is one run to win a baseball game. If you got great pitching, great defense, all you need is one run. Which, hey, while we're talking about defense, what the heck is going on with Dansby Swanson? Congratulations on your baby announcement, Dansby. Team kind of needs you to play baseball, though, for a little bit longer till Mallory's ready to pop the kid. Having these errors, and I mentioned this last week and the week before that. To me, it's not Dansby's bat that's the worry, because Dansby's bat ain't been Dansby's bat in Chicago since he got here. You got Dansby not for his bat. You got him for his leadership. You got him for his championship pedigree with the Braves. And you got him for his ability to play championship-level defense. Now, again, he's human. But these errors and then the easy plays that I feel like he just misses or whiffs on the ball or something like that. I'm seeing other shortstops play better than Dansby Swanson and mean more to their team than Dansby Swanson does to the Chicago Cubs. And to me, y'all, it's just one of those things where I'm just sitting here like, damn, man, like the fall of Dansby ain't pretty. Now, again, I do believe he could pick himself back up. Last couple of weeks, he got hot offensively, was finding his way, got a couple more homers in. Whoop-de-doo. But the clutch factor for the Chicago Cubs really needs to start coming into play. I'm looking at PCA. I'm looking at Kyle Tucker. I'm looking at Ian Happ. Figure it out, guys. You got a rough weekend coming ahead. This Mets series is not going to be easy. God bless Cade Horton whenever they put him in the game, whether he's starting or whether he's coming off the bench out of the bullpen. Because this Mets team is for real, and they are out to make a statement. They aren't playing. They're not joking. This is not a laughing matter to them. They are taking this season serious. They have the highest payroll in baseball for a reason. They are taking this season seriously. And they're trying to win the World Series. That's why you offer Juan Soto whatever he wants. That's why you go and you re-sign Pete Alonso. Chicago Cubs had a chance to get Pete Alonso too. No diss to Michael Busch, but you literally could have put Michael Busch at third base. For what it's worth. He adapted from second to first. Why wouldn't he be able to adapt from first to third? Play that hot corner over there. You could have had Pete Alonso also. Pete Alonso is raking for this team, for the New York Mets. Could have been on your side. But the inability, the unwillingness to spend money will be the doom of the Chicago Cubs. And that'll be on Tom Ricketts. Because you didn't get the pieces that you deserve because you were cash strapped. Bregman was right there for the taking. The polar bear, Pete Alonso, was right there for the taking. Not to mention, you take them away from other teams that you have to face. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a Chicago Cub fan that loves this team. I watch every game, listen to every game, and I try to support my team as much as I can. Chicago Cubs still have not named the starter for tomorrow's game. Oh, sorry. Yes, they have. Brad Keller is starting for the Chicago Cubs tomorrow. He has a 3.78 ERA with a 1.26 whip, and he's pitched 16.2 innings. Trevor McGill is going for the Mets. He is 3-2 with a 2.50 ERA, a 1.17 whip, and he has pitched 36 innings. My thought process is they bring in Brad Keller to get through the first inning, get the first 3 outs, maybe go 2 innings, and then you will see Cade Horton come into the game after that. Now, hopefully the Chicago Cubs offense decides to actually show up tomorrow. And hopefully they give him a little bit of a lead before you put him in the game. But Bruce Levine reports we could see him Saturday, we could see him Sunday. It kind of depends. He might come out the bullpen. Depends on what Craig Counsell wants to do. But this series is not going to be easy. It's not going to be an easy one. Then after that, we do the Marlins, 3 with the Marlins. And then next weekend, it's White Sox all weekend long. And I will be at the Saturday game for the Chicago White Sox versus the Chicago Cubs. I will be there. I will do a show after the game. Like I said, I'm gonna have my engineer do run the channel, and I will do a live show after the game. So be looking out for that, guys. It's gonna be exciting for that. But yeah, that's what the Chicago Cubs got coming up. So once we get done with the Mets, we do Marlins, Sox, Marlins, Reds, Rockies, Reds to end the season. I mean, to end the month of May. So while it looks tough right now and these next 3 games look a little bleak, it does get immensely more easier for the Chicago Cubs. So we just got to see, man. We just got to see. But keep your heads up, Chicago Cubs. It's gonna be a tough weekend. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not. We might mess around and get swept. My prayers, we take 1. But after that, the sun does come back out again. And the Chicago Cubs will figure it out. Keep your heads up, y'all. Tomorrow's game is a must-see. I want to see Cade Horton. That's what tomorrow's all about. I want to see Cade Horton. If we see him tomorrow, I'm excited. If we don't see him tomorrow, then Sunday will be must-see. Can't wait to see him then. But appreciate each and every last one of you guys for watching, tuning into this episode. Thank you so much. Please be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe button. Again, guys, this is your number 1 spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498. Appreciate all of you that are just now finding the channel, coming back after the previous channel. And also, all of you that can write, that would love to write an email, send me an email that can be read out, cubsbaseball@1992@gmail.com. Once again, I'm your host, Mike Jones. This is Chicago Cubs Central, your number 1 spot for all things Chicago Cubs related. Appreciate you guys. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the number 1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.